Welcome to part three, adding and subtracting integers for a real-world solution. We're going to look at example one here and talk about how to break down the different words that tell us what operations to perform. So here we have a table with different temperatures, and it says that these are 5 cities at 6 a.m. on the same day. So for letter A, it says how much lower was the 6 a.m. temperature in Buffalo than Louisville? So lower means less, means subtraction. Okay, so it wants to know the difference between the two temperatures. So from Buffalo to Louisville. So we can write this as how much lower was Buffalo than Louisville. Lower means less than, so we're going to subtract it from Louisville's temperature. So we're going to write it as Louisville was 46. So we're going to write 46 minus negative 6. Okay, less than, lower means we're going to subtract. And whenever we subtract to find the distances, whenever we're lower than is indicating a distance. So we want to always make sure that we look at a positive value. So we have 46 minus negative 6. We're going to add the opposite of the second number. That gives us 52 degrees. So it was 52 degrees lower. It was looking for distance. Lower is subtraction. It's indicating distance. So what we need to look at is finding how much lower. And that was 52. We added the opposite. 46 plus 6 is 52. By noon, the temperature in Juneau had risen. So we're going to add. Risen is addition. What was the temperature there at noon? So we have to be careful because they're actually asking for the temperature, not just what the change was. So Juneau was negative 24. And then it increased, it rose by 6 degrees. Excuse me, by 12 degrees. So what was the temperature at the end? Well, I'm adding two different signs, so I'm going to apply my sign rule. Negative 24 plus 12 equals negative 12. 24 minus 12 is 12. 24 is bigger. My solution is negative 12. Again, part A, how much lower? So the lower was indicating a distance also. And remember that distances are positive. Let's look at a couple more examples. For part A, it says Carmen's riding in a bike race. Here are her checkpoints and their heights. So for part A, it says how much higher. Higher is indicating a difference or a distance. This is a distance, so it's going to be a positive answer. So we need to look at checkpoint 3 and checkpoint 5. So these two numbers. So let's look at letter A. So we'll have checkpoint A is 2,697. How much higher? So we're going to subtract. So minus negative 147. I want to add the opposite here to make it positive in addition. So let's go down and add this off to the bottom. Let's make letter A. And so we have 2,697 feet. And since we changed it from minus and negative to plus positive, we're going to line it up as 147 and add them together. So 7 plus 7 is 14, 10, 14 again, 7, 8. So this answer, letter A, is 2,844 feet higher. The hilltop rises 67 feet above checkpoint 1. So checkpoint 1 is here. What is the altitude? So we're just looking for a number straight up. So what is the altitude? So I'm going to ask for letter B. I'm going to have 192 plus 67 feet. because it said it rises 67 feet. It goes up. It's additional feet higher. What I actually need to do is take 192 minus 67. Twelve minus 7 is 5. 8 minus 6 is 2. And we have that the hilltop is at an elevation of negative 125 feet. Part B. Mariah is riding a bike race that goes through the valley. There are important bike races this weekend, apparently. Here are the altitudes at all the checkpoints. So how much lower? How much lower? That tells me that it's a distance, which means I'm going to subtract. And it's going to be positive. Okay, so for my distances, I always need to make sure I start out by subtracting. So for part A, I'm going to look at checkpoint 4 and checkpoint 3. So it says how much lower is checkpoint 4 than checkpoint 3, so I need to do negative 185 minus negative 27. Negative 185 plus 27. So now I have a different sign, so I'm going to subtract them. So it'll be 185 minus 27. 15 minus 7 is 8. 7 minus 2 is 5. 158. And then since the 185 was larger, it's going to be negative 158. So part A is negative 158. Excuse me, but it's distance, so it's positive. 158 feet. And then part B, the hilltop rises 89 feet above checkpoint 4. So checkpoint 4, 89 feet above it. So this means to add. Above means to add. So I'll have negative 185 plus 89. And in the end, what this means is I'm actually going to subtract it. So I'll have 185 minus 89. Borrow down 17, make that 15, so it's 6. 17 minus 8 is 9. The 185 was larger, so I'm talking about altitude, so I need the negative sign. So negative 96. Go ahead and practice example C on your own, and we'll catch up with it in class. Good luck.